From the same idea, but the Rebbe takes something else. Val Yova b'cholis alaketis. Don't come anytime to the holiness. And the heading is, holiness has no boundaries. So Ein Sof doesn't have any limitations. The Parshas Aharei Meis Gdeishim, majority of the years are connected. We could also pay attention from the point that is both in these Parshas. Aharei Meis Gdeishim. Parshas Aharei starts to Aaron, don't go in every time. Not every time you could go into the Kodesh HaKodeshim. Only Yom Kippur. Means the Parsha deals with the most holiest piece, serving in Kodesh HaKadoshim, in the most holiest place, the most holiest day, but the most holiest Jew is the Kohen Gadol. And also Parsha Gdeishim starts with the mitzvah, Gdeishim Tiyu Kekodesh Oni, be holy. What does it mean, be holy? It doesn't speak about what you're not allowed to do. Be holy, everybody explains, especially the Ramban explains it. Rashi also brings it in this. Be holy means whatever Torah permitted, be holy and don't use it only as much as you need to serve Hashem, don't indulge for yourself. That's what the main idea of Gdeishim Tiyu carries. It's another one of the 613 commandments. I have my plate, it's all kosher, mehadrin, the best hechsher. But you have to also use it for Hashem, not for yourself. And that's why we see the Parsha Aharei and Gdeishim go together. The Rebbe says because they have one team.
It's two parashot?
Sure, Aharei and Gdeishim is two, but majority of the years they are together.
No, בשנה מעוברת, הפרדה, נכון?
Then they're separate, yeah. The holiness that we demand here from a Jew is a very high level of holiness. Because the Torah says, why should you be holy? Which level of holiness? Ki kodesh oni, because I am holy. So it's like Hashem tells us, be holy. How far? Because I am holy. This is no limitation of holiness, because He is holy on the highest level. And I have to strive there. From here we see that the Jew has to drive to the holiness, the most holiness that's closest to Hashem. Because the question is being asked, how can a person reach the holiness of God? Who could reach the holiness of God? So why is Hashem says, be holy because I am holy? Means you're hinting me I have to try to move to the holiness of you. But how can we? And this answers the Torah. What is the Torah's answer to this question? Gdeishim Tiyu. This is not just a commandment. This is also Hashem says promises you. If you will be practical holy, if you're going to work on it to be holy as much as you can, then I'm gonna giving you a not a present. I'm giving you a haftacha, a promise that you will reach it. Why? Because I'm holy. Because your holiness comes from my holiness. And since every Jew is chelek alakam imal mamash, every Jew has a part of God. So you have from the holiness, the infinite holiness of God. Therefore you can, and you could, and you need to reach the highest level of holiness. The next line, but that is not the purpose. That's interesting to look at it, the way Judaism teaches it, the way Chassidus teaches us. In religion, by Jews, we know a Jew wants to live. Yeah, the other religion, their religion is of death. They want to die. A Jew wants to live. In general, when we compare us with the crazy world, who their religion is a religion. Yeah, but us, there's also a mitzvah you cannot survive. You have to give your life away. But in general, there's a religion to live. The opposite, the other one is a religion to die. So now when you go on Chassidus, it goes even deeper in the idea of I want to live, it goes even deeper than that, much further than that. Because that's what Judaism is. The ability to reach to this level of holiness comes in the name of the first parsha. Aharei meis Nadav Avihu higiu l'kirva Elokim. After the dying of Nadav Avihu, they came to closest to God, the highest, that brought them that the soul left the body. They came close to Hashem and passed away. Comes there and tells us this is not the purpose of serving Hashem. Even it's not the Avihu from 3 million Jews, whatever, 600,000 Jews, whatever. It's just not the Avihu too. And Torah says, no, that one, that's not the purpose. There is a higher work for a Jew. What is the higher work? Aharei meishnei ba'aret. After the death of Aaron, that's a higher. To reach the higher holiness, even higher than the holiness of the two sons of Aaron. That's why Torah says, Aharei meishnei ba'aret. After being that, then Torah starts saying you have to do this and this and this. Means to reach to a higher level of holiness than not above you get. What is this? The Chazal say on the Posik, Kdeishim Tiyu, he says, Gdushos Elomaylo Mikdushaschem. Vayikra Rabbi in Medrash says, my holiness is higher than yours. In other words, as much as a person will work and will sweat to get holy, he'll never get to the holiness, the infinity of God, because my holiness is higher than yours. So here the Rebbe says is an instruction to every Jew who is in a high level of service of Hashem. You cannot be satisfied with your high level of spirituality. But you have to go higher and higher, to a higher level. You could never stop. A big tzaddik reached a very high level. You can't stop, that's not enough. Because the holiness of Hashem is infinity, so you have to continue climbing there and you could never stop. From the other side, there is also over here an instruction to the one who is a very simple Jew, a very low level, very high from holiness, about what the Torah speaks about. So we tell to that Jew, don't fall, don't lose hope, don't be depressed, don't feel bad. You have to know that Hashem gave the ability every single Jew to rise and reach the highest levels. The work of Gdeishim Tiyu belongs to every single Jew. When the Jew, whatever he could do to become higher, Hashem helps him that he should be successful to reach it. So Hashem will help the big tzaddik to reach higher, and Hashem will help the simple Jew who says spirituality doesn't talk to me. I know it's there. I want to feel it. I want to get closer to it, but I'm a very physical, practical person. My mind is very thinking the way the world thinks. Mathematics. This doesn't room for any spirituality. And I'm upset about it. He says, don't be upset. You have to do what you have to do. Hashem will help you to get where you could get. So the one who is very high, don't stop. The one who is very low, don't give up. You could also grow spiritually on your level and to the highest. And sometimes, as the Baal Shem Tov says, sometimes a simple Jew gets closer to Hashem more than the big scholar and the big Baal Tzedakah or whatever. Sometimes it's the simple this. Though with heart he reaches a level that otherwise he says, I say only Tilim. I don't know even the meaning of the words. I'm very simple. I'm very limited. He says, no, if you say it with your heart, do what you could, the best that you can, Torah, mitzvahs, what Torah teaches you, you will reach high levels. Don't give up. Kdeishim Tiyu speaks to both. Be holy speaks to every single Jew.
Big Deisha.
Huh? What time? We have time for another piece?